Hello, crafters. Welcome to my channel. I am Hidden Lights. I will be giving you a tour today of some different stuff on my server. So first thing first, we've got my humble abode. It is a work in progress. We'll be doing some more update content, and you'll see as stuff gets built up, you'll see the progress. You'll see some of the building going on, some of the farming, all the good stuff. So as you approach, first thing you'll notice, these tides come in and out. Just sit and watch them. Got some redstone magic going on in the background. Unfortunately, one of the goals I had was trying to bring animated builds here, but on Bedrock they're pretty unreliable for keeping them going when they're in chunks. Like, those flags kind of fail over time, no matter what designs or whatever. For those, I haven't gotten any to work, so if anyone has anything better, these are just the 2x2 flags. Please feel free to leave recommendations for that, but they are still up just because I haven't decided if I'm going to take them down fully or try another design that could find somewhere. So as you approach inside my base, the sandcastle, you kind of come to a more normal build styles coming in, not just sandcastle theme, but we originally had demolished a village here, and most of this is actually repurposed village materials. We do have the actions and stuff texture pack going on, as you can very much see, and some other add-ons. So one of them is a cut station increase on designs and patterns. So this is one of the added sandstone designs. It does match normally, but with the action stuff, it does create this contrast, which I do in fact like. But you can go ahead and start approaching inside of here. And this gate is something I'm very proud of building. It is all my own redstone down there, and it's just a 4x9 raise and retract gate. It does take a little bit of time once you retract, but then it comes ahead and gets the whole system down and blends right in with this road here. There is soul sand underneath this path and soul soil. We've got some boots here for people who can come along and just grab it in case they don't have the enchants yet. The base, you first come in, you got my house right here. We've got an enchant building. We'll do some more in-depth look on these locations as well, but we're going to go a quick over first. We've got the original storage room, which has now been abandoned warehouse effectively. We've got the reactor, the original build, where the iron golems, I think you can hear one, are going down in there, and I have an improved design going on down there that I have not seen anyone integrate that style on Bedrock, so I'll eventually make a tutorial on how to increase your iron drops on Bedrock farms. We've got a gold farm, and you might say, wait, how's this gold farm? One of the add-ons we have are these elevator blocks. You can kind of see them back here. If I break this, you'll see it better. And so these can just be used to go up and down. You can hear we've got a trident killer down there. This is the lever for the whole system. We got some redstone magic. Portals up there, they go and they fall down. But we can go ahead and head up here. Not everywhere has been beautified down there. Not all the back rooms of redstone are pretty, I will warn you, but they are effective and they are working. These were some of my first trees, trying to do some custom trees. I was very proud of them. We're able to get these floating textures in survival mode by utilizing these moss carpet coverings. They're not the traditional, they are from that Plenty of Blocks edition, which is the Stonecutter edition. We'll talk about the add-ons at another time, but first I think, well, I guess we did explore the gold down there a little bit, but I think first it's very fitting to go into the house. That is where everything kind of goes on for the most part. So we've got kitchen, all the good stuff. We've got a little unused attic space up here. Anyone need a room for rent, or maybe a raccoon could go up here or something. But we come in, just a little humble abode. We got a bed. We've got ender chest in here, a shelf with these are some add-on realm tools. But as you can see, there's actually a hopper over here, and it does in fact take items from us. So if we grab off of this shelf, we'll go ahead and get a entrance down here. And you can hear already what's going on. We got the copper golems working, but in fact they are hardly working on, I don't know if it's just this version, but they do not like to check all the chests, and stuff ends up here that certainly has a location. However, they do get it about 50% of the time. I don't know quite what's going wrong. They just seem to want to prioritize their dump chests. But yeah, we've got storage going on. We've got ender chests and shulkers. Just like Hermitcraft, we've gone ahead and beaten the Ender Dragon, done all the good stuff, but we're getting to the builds and the more interesting parts here for you. We're up here, we'll go ahead and throw that back and close this up. Then there is a little accessible patio out here. We have a road that goes around the whole build. We do have a blacksmithing area where there is a working anvil. And this is actually a smelting build, so this is not fully complete because I'm going to have to tweak some stuff. It's using movable item entity blocks, so these actually cycle around when fuel is coming in. However, or sorry, not when fuel is coming in, but when a item to be smelted is coming in, it will rotate around. However, this does have to be flipped on and off occasionally, so that is what needs to be wired up and brought up as a second lever, as kind of a reset button. And then we can go ahead and follow this around over here, where I'm going to go ahead and build up a build over here to in-house a automatic crop machine. We do have a crop field, a windmill. We have a statue, gotta have Bohemian Grove over here. Bring the good luck for the server and everyone's prosperity on it. But we have windows through all of these corners of the castle. I do not remember the proper name. All I can think is rooks, which I believe is just a chess term. So as we come around, you can see there's an unfinished apartment structure over here. We have quite a few things we're still going to be working on. We have an area over here that is going to become a jousting arena for when the new spears are added into the game. We have different style windows at some of the different corner bits here. None of them are passable by hostile mobs, however. And then if we come over here, we kind of enter our industrial district. You can tell the grass has kind of died over here. We have a little bit of pollution issues. There's not a whole lot of legislation going on in these walls. But you saw the gold farm. I'm going to go ahead and, go in my little back room, side room here, so that you can come into the iron farm and see it working. So, we just take the iron, we push it through the machine. This is completely ethically sourced iron. Obviously, if we come down here, it'll be a little bit of a mess, but this is the machine that sends all this stuff through. This is the mechanism I was talking about that is additional. So it's just the traditional bedrock where you have 20 beds, 20 villagers, an opening with water, pushing them into lava. However, there is also... I did send those signals too quickly. So, going to go ahead and grab an axe and repair this. It's quite an easy fix, but it is manual here real quick. So we're going to go ahead and just place that down, and that should be enough to, get it going. So as you hear, there's a pause, and that pause is to make sure the iron golem actually falls into that, but we have our drops over here going on. And that is just so that looting can apply to the iron golems. Otherwise, I think the next building you should see shown off is the building that has brought me all of my good gear. So we have our enchant station up here, and this is actually a silverfish killer, where this goes in for potions of infestation, and we just put a bunch of tridents up here, open that up, they fall down, flick the lever, it activates that. We'll put a cactus down here which hurts them, spawns silverfish, and they die to the tridents. We get about 50 XP levels per potion. This is about what the redstone looks like back here. Nothing too crazy. It's a very easy one. I'd highly recommend this build. Maybe not the whole build, but this redstone option for XP is quite fantastic. This is the abandoned room. This golem has lived endlessly. He is not waxed. We can remove the wax, or we can remove a tier just to show he is not waxed. He is pretty impenetrable. There's a couple others too that are living on. This was another add-on which we can talk about when we get to that section of a video, but this was just the original base area. For storage, we have a basic chicken little egg collector. I would like to get all 3 varieties of chickens in there. This is the little brewing building. But as well as the brewing, there's just a drop down, and if we drop down here, there is a completely unfinished downstairs, a couple levers, but these levers are just a toggle for bamboo versus blocks of bamboo. We don't have a fancy up, however, I did like the drop, kind of inspired by old school dropper maps. We have this statue that I'm very proud of. I didn't see any statues like this online. There very well might have been someone who has made something like this, but I like it. We have a little iron golem given a rose. We have a cobblestone and stone generator over here. If you break stone quick enough, it will generate cobblestone occasionally, so it just does both. There's not a great way to make a manual farm of this. There are hoppers under the whole line, so it just comes straight into the chest. We've got a cactus farm over here, just a traditional little cactus farm in there. Nothing too crazy going on. Wrong button. And tragedy occurs, but you can see what is going on for the most part, I believe. You know, I've already made a mess, why don't we just go full in? So this is just a basic inside design, nothing too crazy. We're gonna go ahead and just okay, now that that has been repaired, we also have this sugarcane farm over here. It is about the worst designed sugarcane farm I have ever created. There's a lot of wasps. I don't see any on the ground right now, but trust me, they get stuck on those blocks significantly more than they land in that water stream right there. But we do get sugarcane effectively from it. We have a unfinished lava farm over here. This road follows up to the bees up here. We have our animal enclosure. This pen will likely decrease in size, as well as this farm will likely change how the design is, because we'll need to open up some room over here for some more stuff. This is just honey underneath the moss. It's a very useful feature. I'd highly recommend using it in your builds. If you need to stop villagers or other creatures from getting out, you can just put a 1 block and do that. And it's very easy as a player to just back it up and make that jump. But I do believe that is just about everything we have going on in this base. I do have one other base that was my original starter, little hidey hole, which we will go over. But to finish off this area, I just wanted to kind of go over the things that we will be adding for in the near future. We're going to be I did go over the jousting arena, the apartment structure, but there's going to be some stables over here. There will be a dungeon, and there will probably be a couple other small farm-style buildings like these over here in this industrial district, just to kind of expand on that feature. And there will be that automatic crop building over there as well. Inside the windmill, there is a little composting machine. Nothing too fancy, but right there in the middle of the farm, no better place. But yeah, that is my sandcastle, work in progress, but you will see the continuation of the whole build as it moves forward.
Okay, so I wanted to show you guys what we are using for our add-ons. I do want to say at the beginning of this series, not all of these add-ons were on, but we've slowly added some more. So some of the clips, like at the very beginning, didn't have owls, I don't believe. But like we've had the realm tool since the beginning. We also recently have added these 2 on. This was added about halfway through. This has always been here for the recordings, but to start going top down, we've got a chunk visualizer. I don't think anyone's used this one yet because there is one in this, and we all have kind of used this when we need to, but this has been added because it seems like it might be a better option, so if people need it in the future, it is there. This to help reduce lag, it just kind of clumps XP together. And then actions and stuff, which is a fantastic animation pack. It's also got textures. It's what causes our texture pack on the world. It's part of this. This is tree felling, you know, chop the bottom log, the whole thing falls down. Although we all love Minecraft, we are not professional content creators. We're not getting paid enough to spend that time on this. So we're going to spend a little bit more time on the building, spend a little more time on the community, and remove some of those extra steps. I'm going to skip down here, and that's kind of the same idea here with the realm management. This lets us set homes to teleport between waypoints, stuff like that. And again, it's just because the people who play on the server, we are not dedicating our life to Minecraft. Yeah, we're trying to have a good time and make a good environment and have a good community together, but it's not about the grind of traveling or the grind of getting a bunch of wood necessarily. Dynamic lights, this is just dynamic light. So if we hold a torch or a lantern or any sort of that type of thing, throw a torch on the ground, it has light around it. You see it when I hold it and I walk around. These are some extra sounds like some birds, and I believe there's grasshoppers, just a couple little things. You sometimes hear like wind in the leaves. Then this is extra block textures, so my walls of my castle are made with some of these extra chisel decorations, and they're just kind of used throughout. It also has vertical slabs as part of it, which is fantastic. You know, we were using these before the shelves were added into the game, so we were even getting into that before it was official, which was nice. We got gravestones because, again, we're not trying to waste people's time. They can go back to get the items when they're able to, but we don't need anyone worrying about getting back to their stuff right away if they've got to go to work or, you know, live their normal lives. Owls, people wanted some pets, and it was quite a few people on the server that felt that way. They wanted more tameable pets, and this was just simply an owl add-on. I don't believe this was part of the marketplace. Some of these have been ones we downloaded off the internet, and I'll show you the behavior packs as well. There's a couple more in there that are downloaded off the internet. This is the thing that switches items into your hand, like blocks into your hand of the same stack. Also, it's helpful for chest organization in theory. It's not my favorite for chest organization, so I don't use it very often. I've got some other ones that we've tried out. If you want just a quick peek over, these are ones we might have tried at one point and we reverted the world because it just didn't work. These are from a long time ago and never on the realm. And then over here, we see that chunk visualizer again in the behavior facts. This is to replicate Java saturation. So during like wither fights, it's much easier, but this has only recently been added, I would say probably around May this year. So anything like the Christmas stuff or any of those extra events or other bits from the beginning of the series, this was not part of. We just recently added this, and I really feel like it's probably what's best to be intended for the world, but this may stay, this may go. That may not be a permanent fixture. This is not been tested yet, but it is a feature in Java where you can place a banner and then click it with a map and it leaves a little marker on the map. And it really should be in both versions. Why it's not? Pathetic coding abilities. That's what I'm going to claim. And if that gets me banned from the Minecraft creator program, that is their problem. But no, I mean, it really, I don't know why this is not in both versions. It's so helpful. It's so useful, and it's just simple, easy, and adds an extra use to banners, right? So why aren't we trying to maximize utility over here, right? Soundscapes again, experience orbs again, dynamic lights. So these are all ones we kind of went over here. I think yep, that is going to be it. And again, yeah, I've got some more over here. This one we just recently removed. It's not working with the with the actions and stuff. This is a compatibility pack. We've not had to use this, but it's supposed to help make actions and stuff more compatible if any of the downloaded mods don't necessarily work right off the rip. Then yeah, that's kind of that. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys what we're using on the server so you guys have an idea of what tweaks we've made to make it just have better quality of life and a better enjoyable experience for all of our players. We will see you next time. Make sure to subscribe if you like the video, like the video if you like the video, leave a comment if you have anything to say, and see you next time. Bye, guys.